ready for the north?
Hey.
Not really.
I'm so ready. I am so not ready.
Okay. Where y'all from?
Prattville.
We got a lot of people from Prattville today. You're not. Where are you from? Alright. Alright. Well, we are the members of the Jeff Davis Artillery. We're an artillery unit that was formed here in Selma in September of 1861. We had members that came from all around. Dallas County, Wilcox County, Lowndes County, Marengo County. Okay? After we mustered into Confederate service over at the state capitol in Montgomery, we were transferred to Virginia, serving the Army of Northern Virginia under General Robert E. Lee. We fought in most of the major battles that the Army of Northern Virginia was in. Gettysburg, that was probably one of the biggest ones. We also fought at a little place called Spotsylvania Courthouse. That was an important battle to us. That battle we lost over 3/4 of our command in captured and killed. And we did have one detachment that made it out. It was attached to another battery and fought all the way to the end of the war. It surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse. Now, when we first mustered into service, we got guns like those two over there. 12-pound field howitzers. They were bronze, smoothbore guns. Now, they fired and shot cannonballs. You know, everybody thinks it's a cannonball, just a round ball, called a solid shot. Also fired shell. A shell was a hollow round ball filled with gunpowder with a fuse in it. Fire it down range and it explodes, right? Make shrapnel. And hopefully take out the enemy farther down range, about 1,100 yards away. We also make canister. The big tin can filled with round balls, about this big. Okay? There's about 40 of them in that can. Put it in that gun, turn it into a giant shotgun. Okay, we had a line of infantry 500 yards away. That's what we want. Canister to hopefully take out a pretty big patch of them. So that was 500 yards. Shot and shell, we could do 1,100 yards. Sounds like a long way, doesn't it? Well, up until the war, that was a long way for field artillery. But right as the Civil War was beginning, there were newer and better guns being made. They're called rifle guns. Hey, we didn't have any of those to start with, so our manufacturing capability didn't allow us to be able to make enough of them for all the artillery units. We eventually got some that were rifled, very similar to that one back there, that black one back there. And that's a 10-pound Parrott. Whoop.
There goes paper.
Alright, Parrott and a rifle, instead of shooting a ball, shot a bolt like this. Okay? And a rifle had grooves cut on the inside of the bore. You see this little cup right here?
Yep.
Alright? When the gun fired, that cup would expand, go into those grooves, and make it twist as it's coming out, just like throwing a football. You know, you get a good spiral on it, you can throw it farther and more accurately. That's why we wanted rifles. That one back there can shoot 5,000 yards. So you're looking at over 4 times as far versus that one. So that's what we wanted. Now it took 8 men to operate one of these things. Get your gunner back there. He's the one that's in charge. He gives the commands, make sure everybody does what they're supposed to be doing. You make this an effective weapon. Here's your number 1 right here in the yellow coat. This is his tool. You got the sponge on one end. Wets it down, sends it down the floor to extinguish any embers that might be left over from when we fired before. So our powder came in cloth bags. And when you fire it, it might leave some stuff back there, some glowing embers, so we have to extinguish that before we load it again. Number 2 man, he puts the projectile in the charge into the muzzle. He just sets it in there, then he steps out. But the number 1 man uses the rammer head and pushes it all the way to the back of the breech. The number 3 man, his job was to tend the vent. Now the vent's a hole that's drilled, a little bitty hole drilled in the back of that gun, so we can get at the powder bag. He used the vent pick. Goes down into the vent, puts a little hole in that bag, so that the number 4 man can put a friction primer in it. Now this is what we use to fire the gun. It's a little brass tube filled with a composition very similar to what's on the end of a match head. He puts it in the vent, attaches the lanyard to it, that little loop, pulls that wire out, creates friction, what's called a friction primer, ignites what's in here, makes a little flame, goes down into the powder tub, and it fires. Alright, there are 3 other men that's very important. You have a number 5, and you have a number 7. Now my number 7 man, he got killed in the last battle. But I need to replace him as quickly as I can, because I need him. Number 5 and number 7, what they do is they carry the charge and the projectile from the ammunition chest on the limber, like this right here, all the way to the front of the gun. That's a long way, because you have a team of horses here, and a team of horses here, maybe another team. We tried to have 6 horses. Most of the time all we had was 4. So it's hard to get horses. You guys, your number 6 man. You remember that shell I was talking about earlier? Well, it has a fuse in it. His job was to set the fuse on the shell. The gunner would call for what he wanted. The shell, 1,100 yards. That's where he wanted it to explode. Number 6 man, in that case, it'd be a 4-second fuse. That's what I have here. All you have to do is take it out of the package, pop it in the fuse plug, and then put it in the shell. Say he had a 600-yard distance that he wanted. So he cut it in half, make a 2-second fuse. Alright, y'all ready? We're going to fire this thing. Alright, plug your ears and open your mouth. Okay? Helps with the concussion.
I've never done that.
Ready?
Helps with the concussion.
Fire!